Very good, everyone. Welcome to the Thursday Immunotec Product and Opportunity Call. My name is Angelo Licari. Live in San Antonio, Texas. Platinum Consultant with Immunotec. Been with Immunotec now going almost 8 years now, and very, very excited to bring you this call. We have a great guest, John Solleder. In a little bit I will introduce. We are very excited for that. He had an amazing interview with Mauricio Domensain just a little bit ago, and he's going to also give us a resume of what took place there. So first of all, Immunotec, this call is an opportunity call for you, and it's regarding Immunotec, a debt-free company. Started 40 years ago as a research and development. It was Immunotec Research, and that's all that they did. For the first 20 years, millions of dollars pumped in to develop what we have now today called Immunocal. And the last 20 years, we have been in the network marketing industry, and I'm so thankful that Chuck Roberts and Dieter Beer decided to take Immunocal, our flagship product, to network marketing. It's just incredible what we have on our hands. I'm going to first start this call off talking a little bit about Immunocal and what it is, since this is our product that has all of the research behind it. It's important to know through the decades, scientists, doctors, they've been looking for ways to raise what's called glutathione levels in our bodies. We all have a glutathione level in our body. I'll explain what it is in a minute here. Just understand that doctors, scientists, looking for ways to raise this in our body. What is glutathione? It's a very small molecule. Every single one of our cells in our body has glutathione. It's extremely important for the functioning of our body. Without glutathione, it's simple. We would die. And the principal functions of glutathione, number one, it builds the immune system. It builds our immune system. You can, you go to the doctor and get a medicine, and that you probably need to take that medicine. Listen to your doctor. But chances are that medicine is not going to build your immune system. We all need a stronger immune system. And if you go to pdr.net, Physician's Desk Reference, we are in the Physician's Desk Reference. Every doctor has this book in their office. But pdr.net, you can type in Immunocal in the search bar there. And one of the functions of glutathione, it's right in the PDR. It says that glutathione is essential for the immune system to exert its full potential. We have to have a high glutathione levels for our immune system to be strong. It's right there in the pdr.net. Another function of glutathione is that it detoxifies our body, our lungs, our organs, basically a general detoxification of our body at the cellular level. Glutathione, obviously, it gives our cells energy. It's very important for the energizing of our cells. It as well is a master antioxidant. Out of all the antioxidants in your body, it's the number one most important antioxidant. Bottom line is high glutathione levels gives us a complete regeneration of our body at the cellular level. Now, I'm not a doctor. I don't claim to be. I'm just a messenger of this. And what I just explained to you about glutathione, you can go online and find it out as well. I'm just representing which many scientists and doctors have already discovered about glutathione. It's so important for you to have high glutathione levels in your body. And here's the punchline. Immunocal, our product, is scientifically proven to raise your glutathione levels in your body in a natural, complete natural way. There's no other product out there that does what we do. Other products may claim it, but look at the research. I challenge you to look at the research, what we have to offer. Our product, Immunocal, scientifically proven to raise your glutathione levels in your body. We already know we need the high levels, and we have the answer for everyone, for loved ones, family, friends. Everyone needs to be on our product. And we also have medical validations, 70 use patents. And, when I talk about other doctors, scientists that are talking about glutathione, well, listen to this. Dr. Luc Montagnier, who won the Nobel Prize in Medicine for his discovery of the HIV virus. In 2008, he won the Nobel Prize in Medicine. In his book called Oxidative Stress in Cancer, AIDS, and Neurodegenerative Diseases, 42nd chapter, he talks about Immunocal and glutathione and how Immunocal is the answer for people, and they need to be taking Immunocal to have high glutathione levels. And we need to combat oxidative stress, and Immunocal is the answer. The Nobel Prize of Medicine talks about Immunocal, not an ingredient, but our actual product, Immunocal. We have clinical studies as well that prove how effective Immunocal is in treatments of cancer, diabetes, and HIV. Basically, the health of all people in the coming years, it will depend on their levels of glutathione. Do the research. It's incredible that we have this amazing product. Now, that's about Immunocal. We also have 20 other nutritional products as well. We have a great skincare line. Cogniva, our new brain health product for alertness, concentration, memory loss for students, anyone that has a tough time with memory or needs concentration or more alertness. An amazing product. It's skyrocketed all of our forecasts with what we thought we were going to sell in the first couple months. We're way, way past that, where people are loving it. People are seeing results with it. It's just very fun to see that we have these products that are working in people's lives, and products with research, products that really work. And we're starting to see lots of people have humongous results on the income side as well. They're starting to earn lots of money as well just by recommending our products. Now, network marketing, it's the greatest industry out there. It doesn't matter your age, your race, your education. You can build this business and recommend our products and get paid doing it as well. Those that work harder in this industry are the ones that get paid. Those that work the hardest and are out there working will get paid. Good luck trying to earn more than your boss at your job. It's very difficult to do that. Even if you're working harder, you may not be able to earn more money than him. But here, no matter when you start your business, if you work harder, you will get paid the most. So that's why I love this industry as well. It is a very, very big industry, $182 billion a year in sales globally. We blow away many industries, the music industry, the NFL, National Football League, the natural foods industry does $90 billion. We're at $182 billion in global sales. In Immunotec, the last 7 years, and especially this last year, we have been on a tear. Every month we're breaking records. And I'm excited for our guest on this call, John Solleder. Are you there with us?
I sure am, Angelo, and I'm getting excited just listening to you.
Well, thank you very much, John. It is an honor to have you. Now, John Solleder has written his own book called Moving Up. He's been with Immunotec now for 20 years. You talk about a solid company, and today he's more passionate than ever. I just got off the phone with him earlier today, and he's got so much passion. You can hear it coming through the phone about what we have in the future. And John, just take us back, if you can, a little bit of your story when you got started, and what were you doing, and what did you see when you saw Immunocal and Immunotec? What did you see in it when you said yes?
Well, I'm a career network marketer. I began in 1983, believe it or not. Some of you may not have even been alive then. Some of you may have been babies then. But I started in 1983 as a broke college student who could not get a job. The economy was very, very depressed at that point. Interest rates were very high. Jobs were leaving America. It was a very, very difficult time to get anything. And a friend of mine who I had wrestled with in high school came into the gym that I was working out at one day, and he started to tell me about an opportunity to get involved in a business, and I did. And I got involved really part-time at that point. I was still finishing school. I was still in school. And one thing led to another, and I kind of fell in love with this industry once that I understood the concept of duplication, that, this was a business that ran on geometry, if you will, that duplication was something that could happen with it. And, I could get a person who could get a person who could get a person who could turn into thousands of people in some cases. And that started to happen for me a few years into the process. I'm not going to tell you I was an overnight success story. I certainly wasn't. It took me about 6 years to figure out the industry. But by about 1989, I had it pretty much figured out what to do, what to say, where to go, what to do on a daily basis. And I developed a thing called the daily method of operation. And became the top distributor at one company for 7 years. Helped another company here in Dallas, Texas. It's still going very strong to put together its marketing strategy. Did some other things in the industry. And I found myself in the latter part of 1996 that one of my family members had developed an illness. And during the course of her care for that illness, I was recommended Immunocal Somebody in the medical profession told me about the product. I researched it a little bit. I found out I could buy it from Immunotec. I made a phone call, and I started to buy it as a retail customer. I did not think at that time it was network marketing. It wasn't on my radar. It just didn't make any sense that a product that had, clinical trials and studies and method of use patents and doctors associated with it, like Dr. Montagnier that Angela mentioned a few minutes ago from the Pasteur Institute, or Dr. Bunos himself, or some of the other doctors that were associated with it even way back then. It just didn't dawn on me. So my mom began to use the product. It was my mom. She began to use the product, and over about a 90-day period, she had good enough results with it that it convinced me that I ought to use the product as well. So I started to use the product, and at that point was when I started to say, this stuff's getting a little expensive. Let me see if I can call this company and negotiate, to buy a bunch of it. Let me buy 10 boxes or 15 boxes or whatever they'll give me a discount on. And at that point in time, Angelo, is when I kind of figured out in the course of a conversation with the order entry person on the other end that this was network marketing. I wound up talking to the then CEO of the company, a guy named Chuck Roberts, who was the co-founder along with Dieter Beer. And, one thing led to another. So it was an evolutionary process. It wasn't something that happened overnight, but the more I learned, the more I got stuck on Immunotec, the more I said, wow, this is a product I need to get behind, to help to market, to help people know about it for their health. And second to that, of course, can I build a business with it? Well, I was pretty sure I could, based on some of my results prior. But more than that, I just fell in love with the product and the research and the science and the validity and the fact that I had something that I felt was a gift from God. And that it was backed up with legitimate science. So, what better thing can you market than something that you feel that strongly about? And that was 20-plus years ago, and here we are 20 years down the road, and I'm still here. And I'm really excited, Angelo, about the fact that we have a new owner, a 38-year-old gentleman by the name of Maurizio Domanzine. He lives down in Mexico. Very exciting young man, 16 years in our industry already, so he's young in years compared to me, but he's got vast experience already, and I really feel like we can lock arms with Maurizio and take this company from being a good company, which it certainly is. It was a top 100 qualifier in the world last year in terms of its rankings, in terms of its size, but to make a great company, because I like to win, and I'm sure you all do too, and I like to be on winning teams, and I'd love for Immunotec to wind up being a top 50 company over the next couple of years, and eventually top 25, and who knows from there. And that's some pretty good company as you start going up that list. You start talking companies that do, 300, 400, 500 million, 700 million, 800 million, $1 billion in some cases, and even more. And if you just think about that Immunotec returns 47 cents out of every dollar that it takes in to those of us who market this product. So 47 cents. So you start saying, well, at $100 million last year, that's $47 million that people like Angelo and myself and our colleagues earned. At $200 million, that's $94 million, banging on the door of $100 million in earnings for the sales force. You start going up to those big numbers and you start to calculate them and you say, what could be the economic impact of what I do for a living? How incredibly important could it be for people, for the single mom perhaps is trying to raise children on her own, for the couple who's trying to save money for their first house, for the couple maybe that's a little older that's got a couple of kids and wants to start putting away money for their kids' education fund, for maybe the person who has worked in corporate America or corporate Canada or corporate Mexico and perhaps never got around to saving money for retirement and they need to start to earn retirement income. What could that possibly mean for them with this Immunotec opportunity as we grow it? And, once again, with now having a 38-year-old gentleman that has all sorts of desire, ambition, and work ethic, what could that mean? Well, I don't know exactly, but I know that all the pieces are on the table. If this were a jigsaw puzzle and all the pieces are on the table, eventually you're going to have a really nice picture when it comes to completion. And that's what I see right now with Immunotec, and that's why I'm excited, and that's why I'm working and I'm traveling. I've been all over America in the last couple of weeks. I'll be in Mexico next week Mexico City and Monterrey, Mexico, doing some meetings and meeting with not only Maurizio, but Angelo and some of my other colleagues. And a couple of weeks after that, I'll be up in Toronto, Canada, and also Barrie, Ontario, Canada. And I may even be out in Calgary. That's up in the air. But, I'm doing, what I could do to forward this message about Immunotec, Immunical, et cetera, and the incredible opportunity that we have, as well as obviously the product that I feel is a gift from God that I take each and every day. My kids take each and every day, and my wife takes each and every day, and my soon-to-be 90-year-old mother takes every day. And that's
wow.
What we got here. So I know that's long-winded, Angelo. You asked me a question,
that's
I give you a long answer, but I get it all in one sentence, one long sentence.
Yeah. Well, we need it. It's great the wisdom that you have. I thought of a question here. Back when you made a switch from your existing company 20 years ago, and I know you've been with Immunotec longer than any other company, but I know you were making some serious income right before Immunotec. You had to leave that income and jump on board with Immunotec. What made you, make that switch, as you were earning money, obviously it wasn't all about the money. You saw an amazing product and amazing opportunity here, but tell us a little bit what you were going through when you made that switch to leave what you were doing and you started with your Immunotec business.
Well, it's interesting how life turns out, because I had been the top distributor with a company. I had fallen out of their good graces. They had fallen out of my good graces. So it was kind of a business divorce that was coming up. I had spent a number of years down here helping a company as a consultant to grow. So I was really, engaged, time-wise with my distributorship with one company and helping this other company as a consultant internally. And boy, I was at a point where I just was tired of the whole thing. I had given up the consultancy with the one company, and I was kind of up in the air. I wasn't even really living any particular place. I had an apartment here in Dallas. I still had a home in New York State where I used to live, and I had a home, believe it or not. I was living over in Israel part-time, doing some work on something else that I'm interested in non-business-wise, just in terms of biblical history. I was over there doing some things, and with that, and I was just kind of, up in the air in my life, and I got to a point where I said, I want to do something I really believe in. To just make money is a wonderful thing, but it's not enough. You got to love what you do. When you get up in the morning, you got to feel like you want to, you want to go out and you want to do what you're going to do, and you want to believe in it. And I didn't believe in what I was doing anymore. That's why I left the one thing here in Dallas, and the other company I was with that I was the top distributor in for a number of years. I really didn't believe in it anymore. They had done some things that I didn't approve of. And I said, I am going to leave. But I really wasn't looking for something. It was more what you might call, there was a movie a few years ago. Now I'm going to forget the word for it.
Destiny? I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. Where, illness in the family, we find out about this product, a family member gets on it, gets decent results, one thing leads to another. Then I find out it's multi-level. And I'll never forget that conversation with that order entry person when they were kind of hesitant to tell me it was multi-level. Because, multi-level, some people don't like multi-level. A lot of people don't like multi-level. But at the end of the day, when she was hinting around about it, I said, is this multi-level? And she started to dance. And I said, whoa, it's okay if it is. You got the right guy. I said, I'm just amazed that you were going to start to sell this product via multi-level. And she said yes, and one thing led to another, and then I had a conversation with Mr. Roberts, and, one thing led to another, and then it kind of started to go. But I did have a problem, Angelo. I was still making, what anybody on this phone would consider to be major money. I consider it major money on this other company very passively, but I didn't believe in it anymore. I couldn't go to work on it, and really I couldn't sit across from somebody, look them in the eye, and tell them that I strongly believed in either the company or the product. And at the end of the day, that was a problem for me. I'm a product guy. I take this stuff, you know what I mean? I give this stuff to the people I care about, not only my family members, but guys I worked out with, and our product had been altered from one manufacturer to another, and we weren't getting the kind of product that I felt I wanted to represent, and then I had a falling out with the company on top of it, and I just said, well, I'm going to do something else, and I didn't know it was going to be Immunotec, to be honest with you. It kind of found me, but once we started seeing those results with Immunical and not only in my mother's case, but in a lot of other people's cases that we presented the product to. So we got to do something with this. You know what I mean? It was one of those things where it's like, the good Lord gave me the ability to speak, gave me the ability to communicate with people, and I said, I got to communicate this message about the product because it's too important not to. What if this product becomes the product of choice for people around the world as the information grows? And the information has grown. And I'll give you, I know we can't make claims for the product or anything, but I just had another family member contact me. This is ironic, Angelo, and I was in your home state when this happened, Minnesota, about 2 weeks ago. I had a family member who had a problem, knows about our product, has taken it not seriously through the years. Takes it, doesn't take it, goes on auto ship, goes off auto ship. We all have some relatives like that. And isn't interested in our business, does well financially with something else that they do for a living. And long story short, had a challenge, health challenge. And because they're in the medical field, started to read about this particular thing that they had. And all they keep reading about is increasing glutathione would be a good thing. Increasing glutathione would be a good thing. Increasing glutathione would be a good thing. Called me up and said, okay, I got to get serious about Immunocal once and for all. Bought products, on the product now as we speak, connected her to Dr. Gutman. Dr. Gutman was wonderful in communicating some further information with her about her particular situation. But, that's how strong our product is. Well, you know what? You can't do that with the majority of products out there in network marketing. I mean, you can make money with them, but at the end of the day, you don't have that kind of role where somebody reads and says, wait a minute, doesn't that Immunocal stuff do that with glutathione? You know what I mean? It's a serious thing that we do, and even though we have a lot of fun with it, as you know, Angelo, you and I have a lot of fun together, and a lot of our people, we have a lot of fun together, but at the end of the day, what we're doing is serious and necessary. And here's the thing, I guess, especially if you're listening to our call here tonight for the first time, this is a one-of-a-kind product. You're not going to be able to walk in your local Whole Foods or Sprouts or go online and find something that does what Immunocal does. It's a one-of-a-kind in terms of what it does, thus the patents in the United States, Canada, and around the world that support it. So, once again, we're doing something important while we're also able to make major income. Well, that's a good business for one thing, but it's also something that you can feel good about doing. So that's been for me, it's been rewarding for 20 years. I'm not going to tell you there hasn't been challenges. There have. When you're growing a business, there's all the business side of things. But at the end of the day, what I can tell you is I'm proud to have represented this product for 20-plus years. And God willing, I'll have at least another 20 years in me, and, maybe longer than that. We'll see when we get there. But at the end of the day, I feel great about it. I feel great about where we are as a company, where we are as a business, and also the fact now that we've got a young, aggressive, experienced owner that's going to help to guide the process from the top down in terms of our growth. So we can feel really good about where we're going with this thing.
That's right. Wow, that's incredible. And, I think about, one of the things that we have that no one else has is the millions of dollars that were spent before we were even a network marketing company. For 20 years, there was millions of spent, Chuck Roberts and Dieter Beer investing for our product. Who has that? And guess what? When you say yes to Immunotec, you don't have that overhead of all the research that you would have to, spend on that traditional business, all the overheads that you're going to have for that. We have millions of dollars of research that has been put in. And today they're currently doing research, and we got some amazing things coming with that. Also, you got a website that's worth about $1.2 million, a back office. When you become a consultant with Immunotec, you get access to all the research and the articles and everything that we have done over the years. You have that access. You can refer people to your website and plug them in, and they buy under your website, and you get commissions on that. There's a call center waiting for you as well up in Canada, in California, and Mexico. Now, you can call. You can have some of your people call right to the call center. They take your order. They ship the product right from Immunotec to that person's doorstep, and you don't pay that overhead. Incredible what we have, the warehouse, everything. There's no overhead except for your small investment. It's $525 if you decide to become a consultant. That gives you your product and your ID number and your website, and you also get with that $525, hold on, an international business, no matter what country, and if you're in Mexico and Canada, in the U.S., Dominican Republic, Ireland. You can sign people up. You can refer people to our company in all of those countries, and you don't have that overhead to have to open up those countries. You don't have to pay that. It's already been paid for you. $525. Incredible what we have. So, you can refer people across borders, and you get commissions for that. So we just have quite the opportunity here. And the other thing I want to quick mention, and then I'm going to ask John one final question here. What we have here is we have a great family of people that we get to see, a couple times a year when we get together at conventions and different times. But we're all working together at a common goal, a common cause for all of our dreams together. We're working for our dreams. And we're working because we want more out of life, and we're not just going to settle for a paycheck date, week by week, month by month, and because we want more out of life, and we all together are moving forward for our dreams. In normal corporate America, wherever if you have a job, when you go to work, you're working for the owner's dream or whoever that is. And everyone at that job or everyone that's in that place of the workplace, they're all working for the dream of the owner. That's what they have in common. They're working for someone else's dream. Here we're working for our own dreams, wanting more out of life, and continually trying to not only do that, but also, like John talked about, the message of John Solleder has come through very clear, helping other people, having a product that works and that can really, you can look someone in the eyes and you can help them see that this is something that they need. And guess what? In the next year, over 50% of the people, the population in the USA, 50% are going to end up buying a product from a network marketing company. That's a DSA stat. You can go to dsa.org. You can see that stat there. But over 50% of all the people that you see are going to buy from a network marketing company in the year to come. And health and nutritional products is the number one sales. It's the number one sales out of all network marketing. Health and nutritional products is number one, and there's no one that has the research like us. Nobody. So if you say, when you say yes, you get all of these things with no overhead, very low. The only thing that we ask is your time. It's your time invested in. You can learn what we have to offer. This call is to help you understand a little bit about who we are and where we're going. Get with the person that invited you to this call. But you can maybe you're saying you want to be a consultant and you want the 525 kit that gives you your kit with your website and all that. Basically 4 people. If you find 4 people that need this product, which you already have 4 people, everyone needs to be on our product. Your family, your friends. We have the research behind us. That'll get your money back just like that. You opened your franchise with Immunotec for free, essentially, once you have 4 people. Or maybe you're saying you just want to be a customer, and we have great customer packs as well. Currently, that program is going to change, but currently for under $200, you can come in as a customer and just try our product if that's what you want to do as well. So, John Solleder, you did say a lot. You said already a lot, but I want to, real quick at the end of this call, I would like you to just highlight a couple of the things that you just talked to Mauricio Domensine. You just did a great call with him. Just give us a minute or two, a highlight of that call and who we have at the head of our company here.
Well, Mauricio is a guy who knows he's got a big job ahead of him. And in doing that job, the next 12 months, for example, you're going to see some things happen in terms of, the strategy and tactics of the company get more refined, very, very clear in terms of marketing, in terms of how we present our messaging, et cetera, et cetera. He understands what needs to be done, and day by day, brick by brick, process by process, he's getting it done. It's not an overnight thing. This is a good company, really good company, but we want to make it a great company. I guess I'll leave with this, Angelo. As you know, I'm a big reader, and I know I'm always throwing stuff at you to read when we're together and tell you, read this book, read that book. But, there's a book called Good to Great, and there's also a book called Built to Last, and they're both by the same author, a guy named Jim Collins. And Jim is a business guru and works for companies like Starbucks, for example, on their strategy. But anyway, Jim did an analysis of good companies versus great. For example, if you take Walmart in the retail space, Walmart's a great company. Whether we like them or dislike them, they're certainly a great company based on their numbers, 466 billion, I believe, was a turnover last year. It's absurd around the world, right? It's certainly a great company. And it compares it to not some little tiny retailer, but another legitimate giant company that it relates to, and he does a comparison. Well, anyway, Walmart would be the great company. The second company against it would be a really good company. Well, we're a really good company. We want to be a great company. And it takes somebody like Maurizio with his vision, his desire, his youth, frankly, because this is not an overnight project, but it takes somebody with that level of dedication to build. I was mentored originally in this business by the two founders, or the two guys that really built the Herbalife Corporation, Mark Hughes and Larry Thompson. Larry Thompson's still a very close friend of mine. And in working with those guys and watching what Mark did with Herbalife in those early days, way back in the early 1980s, when the company was 3.5 years old when I started to work with them as a distributor, I watched the way that Mark worked. I watched his youthful enthusiasm, and I was just a few years younger than he was at the time. I watched what he did with that company. I watched what some of my friends that started different companies that have been very successful as owners have done. And I look at Maurizio as a guy who's got that level of energy, desire, youthfulness. It doesn't mean he's perfect, doesn't mean he's got all the answers, but he certainly seeks them. He certainly asks the right questions, and more than that, he's totally dedicated to creating a winning process so Immunotec becomes a great company. So when, 20 years down the road, when the name Immunotec's mentioned, we're going to be named similar to the great companies in our industry that have been around for, 40, 50, 60 years and do multi-billions in sales. That's the goal. Okay. Will we get there? Well, you know what? If we all lock arms, those of us in the sales force, in addition to that, Maurizio obviously wants to lock arms with us. Those are the people who work for the company as well. Okay. We lock arms. We'll get there. Okay. When we'll get there, I don't know. Will we get there? Yes, we will. Basically, once again, if we lock arms together. So that's what I see. So we have a great opportunity, and all we need to do is let a lot of people know about it. Listen, some people may not like our business. Some people may not desire to be in our business. But I'll tell you one thing, those same people need our product, and they can't get it anywhere else. So worst case example, start them as a customer. We got a great customer program that's being put together that will be rolling out shortly, that you can make good profit on. So, once again, if the person says, I don't want to do one of those type of things, I tried whatever years ago and the distributor kit's thrown into my bed, fine, so be it. Go forward and say, listen, that's terrific. Let's talk about our product. Get them on our product. Let the product affect them. That's what happened to us. Okay? If the product didn't work, I can assure you I wouldn't be here. I don't know if Immunotec would be here. But because the product worked for my family, I decided I needed to market it. You have friends like that. You have relatives like that. You have people in your church like that. You have people at the gym like that. You may not know who they are. Don't judge them. You don't know who this is or isn't for as a business. But get them exposed to the product. Let them make their decision on the business, and certainly always let them know that there is a business associated with this if they're so interested in finding out about it. But certainly let everybody know about what we do with Immunotec because it's special.
Wow, that was incredible, John. Thank you so much. And we are, in the last 7 years ago, we were at 40 or 50 million. Now we're over 100 million. So we've been growing very good, but you're right, John. There is so much more in the big picture where we have a lot of work to do, and we will be the hundreds and hundreds of millions. And those that are on the line right now listening have an opportunity to take it to the next level with us and lock arms, like you said, John. Excellent call, John. Thank you so much for your time tonight. I know you just got off a call and you got on mine, so I really appreciate it. We'll be on next week as well, next Thursday, everyone. Same call, same number. And, John, good night, and thank you so much for all your help. Appreciate
okay, guys. Have a great night, everybody. Bye-bye.
And I will just close this call. Just one last thing is that, people want to be an entrepreneur. And it's the definition of an entrepreneur is the bearer of risk, someone that wants to take risk. And, life does begin at the end of our comfort zone. If you're in a comfort zone right now, it's time to step out of that comfort zone and start living a little bit. It was very uncomfortable for me. A lot of people laughed at us when we got started, but we kept going. We stayed true to our dreams. And, it's incredible the amount of the risk that you don't have with Immunotec. It's $525 or $200 is very, very little risk for all that you get. So welcome to Immunotec. Get with the person that invited you, everyone. And we will see you next week on the call, and we will talk to you soon. Have a great night, everyone. Bye-bye.